Hello everyone and welcome back to Latin Illustrated. Today is Unit 1, Lesson J. And today is the final lesson of Unit 1. And we will be doing a quick review of everything that we have learned thus far. So of course we're going to start off at the very beginning, remembering what this series is about. And Latin Illustrated is about learning the language of Latin for practical everyday use. And mostly that means that we will be learning derivatives, vocab, and grammar, and we will hopefully be improving our English while learning the new language, because they have so much in common. Now, if you recall from the second video in this series, we learned all about the alphabet. Now, the Latin alphabet is very similar to our own, and we're going to go over the pronunciation real quick. A is short. A with a macron, or the line over it, is long. B is just like ours. C is always hard, never soft. D is just like ours. E is regular. E with the macron is long. F is regular. G is always hard, just like the C. The H is rarely pronounced, mostly very slightly. The I can be pronounced as a Y if it's the beginning of the word, and an I with the macron is longer. L, M, and N are all the same. O and O with a macron, P, Q, R. R's should be rolled, but you don't really have to do that if you don't know how to roll your R's. S and T, all regular. U and U with the macron, as well as V, will often be written just as V, because it took less effort to write a V instead of the straight line going into a curved line and then going back into a straight line. So oftentimes you'll just find V's. Remember, V's are pronounced as W's. If you take anything away from this, let it be that. X, Y, and Z again are all the same. So remember those macrons. And we also learned some letter combinations. AE sounds like a I. CH, PH, and SH are not pronounced as we pronounce them in English, but rather as a C, and then a slight H, or a P and a slight H, and so on. Next, we will be reviewing some simple conversation. As you recall, salve means hello or greeting. Salvete is the plural. Quid est tibi nomen means what is your name? And the reply is mihi nomen est, and then your name. My name is your name. Remember, mihi means to me, nomen, a name, and then est is. So to me, a name is, and then that would be your name. So that is fairly cool. Now let's look at a little vocab review. As you recall, mater means mother. Pater means father. Filius means son. Servus is the slave. Dominus is the master. And the canis is a dog. As you remember, Quintus is the filius of his mater and pater. The servus is the slave of his dominus. If we look at some more, we can see cocus means cook. Culina means kitchen. Servus est cocus. Cocus est in colina. Atrium is the atrium or greeting hall. That big open room at the very front of the house. The hortum is the garden. The triclinium is the dining room. The tablinum the study, and the via the street. We'll be looking at all that in a little bit more detail in just a few seconds. Now let's look at some verbs. Stat means stands. Est is. We'll be looking at the conjugation of that in just a few seconds. Scribit means write, while circumspectat means looked around. Clamat means shouts, and intrat means enter. Ambulat means walks. Quaerit means searches. Laborat means works. Non laborat means does not work, if you can see past the dog's face. Dormit means sleep. And now let's look at the subjects. Ego is I, tu is you. Remember, ego is just like the English word ego because you're just focusing on yourself. Also remember that there is no word for he, she, or it. Instead, we will use the word quintus or that Roman centurion that you see off to the side. Nos means we, while vos means you all. Quintus et canis, that would be they. But of course we don't have a subject for they because we don't have a subject for he. So, Quintus and the dog. Now the conjugation of that verb I was talking about a second ago. To be. Ego sum, I am. Tu es, you are. Quintus est, because we don't have a word for he is, or Quintus is. Nos sumus, we are. Vos estis, you all are. Quintus et canis sunt. Quintus and the dog are. So you can use this verb for locations or characterizations. Now, as I promised earlier, we're going to be looking at the house once again, if you don't remember from the last episode. We have the tabernae at the front of the house. Those were the shops that were lent out by the owner to make a little extra cash. We have the cubiculi, which are the bedrooms. Normally there was 5 of them, 1 for the slaves and 4 for the family. We have the atrium, which included the impluvium, where they stored water, as well as the lares. Now remember that the atrium was the reception hall or greeting hall. You also have the tablino, or the study, where the master would spend most of his day doing work. You also have the triclinium, or the dining room, of which there are 2. The other one right next to the tablino. That's where they would eat, with 3 tables fitting 3 people each. We have the culina et latrina, the bathroom, and the kitchen, which we found out were placed next to each other because they both require running water. And you also have the hortum, which is the garden, where they would hang out most of the time. Now, I hope that you've learned a lot in this first unit. I hope that you now understand the Roman culture better than you have before, and really have come to understand how the empire that conquered a lot of the world got its roots, and the language that they used and popularized. And I also hope that you have come to see that Latin is just not about Latin, but it's also about English. Until next unit, dicere outro sprache es orvir o porta. This has been Latin Illustrated Unit 1, Lesson J. Unit 1 Review. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I can't wait to get Unit 2 out there, and I hope that you can't wait to see it. Thank you all.